Do you know someone who's been desperately seeking a full-time employment opportunity but can't seem to find the right one? Or maybe you know someone who wants to start their own home-based business, but unfortunately they don't know how to get started. Well, if that's you, you're in the right place at the right time because the How to Find a Job or Start a Business show starts now. Greetings and welcome to this edition of How to Find a Job or Start a Business. I'm your host, William Craig III. For this segment, we're going to start out talking to the job seekers, those of you who have been looking for full-time employment but can't seem to find it. It's been elusive. It's been running from you. In fact, what we want to do is position it so that you look at it as a job campaign and not a job search. I don't want you going out there saying, oh, where is the job? Oh, where can it be? I want you to go out there and say, hey, you know what? I'm the best candidate, and this is why you need to hire me. And then we'll talk to those folks who are looking to start their own home-based business opportunity. So let's talk about a few of the reasons why you haven't been getting hired. Number one, you probably have a weak or a non-existent cover letter. Now, when you talk about cover letters, a lot of people will say, well, William, do I really need one? And that's a great question. So glad you asked. The truth of the matter is, the cover letter is what gets an employer to decide whether or not they even want to look at your resume. All the wonderful things that you've done will never come to light if your cover letter doesn't speak volumes. But that doesn't mean the cover letter has to be lengthy. In fact, we suggest that your cover letter be only one page and maybe 2 or 3 paragraphs at most. Along with that cover letter, there should be some bullet points inserted with the paragraphs. So what we're talking about is this: representing yourself in such a way that you show a potential employer why they need to look further, why they need to do a little more investigation into who you are and what you bring to the table. So your typical cover letter should be A, something that highlights your accomplishments, B, gives a few bullet points as to what exactly you bring to the table, and then finally C, closes, as they say in sales, asking for the opportunity, asking for the one-on-one. With that winning combination, you'll be sure to get a potential employer's attention. So next, we're looking at the resume. And I got to tell you, I see this all the time. Can I be honest with you? Your resume looks like, well, you know what? That's right, it's crappy. Why is it crappy? Because most people use their resume as a laundry list of places where they've been. And they talk about all of these duties that they had, but the one thing that's missing is where we started out in our cover letter: accomplishments. One of the things that you do is you want to make sure that you quantify your accomplishments. That means you use numbers. You use dollar signs, you use percents, or you use numbers. To say, oh, I was a team leader, that sounds pretty cool. At the same time, when you say, I was a team leader of 6 people, that sounds better. If we say, I was a team leader and we met our sales goals every month, that sounds great. But to say, I was a team leader of 6 and we increased our productivity and reached our sales goal of $100,000 every month for 18 months, well, that sounds much more impressive. So one of the things you're going to have to learn to do, and I got to tell you, I struggled with this myself when I first got started with it, is you got to learn how to quantify your accomplishments. You got to show that employer in numbers what it is that you've done, because why? Because you're showing that potential employer what you can do for them. If an employer has a sales-based organization, guess what? They want to know that you can bring in money. Or if the organization is, let's say they're worried about efficiency, and you can speak to how you reduced time to do something by X% or saved X number of man hours, that's something that they want to see. So you got to be able to quantify. As well, you've got to use bullet points. Here we go with those bullet points again. But you've got to use bullet points when you're quantifying. So many people have resumes that have these long blocks of text. And I got to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that just won't work. You've got to make sure that your resume is as succinct, is as tight as possible. So at the end of the day, what you want to have is a resume that is easy to scan with the eye. Not something where the eye is going to get bogged down in a lot of text. Because I got to tell you, they don't want to read. Those potential employers, those hiring managers, they don't want to read. They know they have to, but they don't want to. So they're going to be looking for the resume that scans easily. So you're going to show them the resume that stands out from the others because it's very easy to read because of the bullet points that you're going to use. I hope this is making sense to you because I got to tell you, this is the cream of the crop. At the end of the day, your resume has to be short, unless you're going for a government opportunity. With a government opportunity, it can be literally a book. They want your whole life history and more. But if you're looking for an opportunity in private industry or in the nonprofit sector, your resume should be no longer than 2 pages. 3 pages if we're going to include a reference sheet. So 2 pages is max, and I got to tell you, that's going to be hard for some of you because you want to put everything in it that you've done. And quite honestly, that's not our goal. Our goal is simply to make the case that we're the best candidate for the position. Now, one of the things I didn't mention to you at the start, and I'll just go back, is to have an objective statement. Now, I know that there's some train of thought that says an objective statement is for someone who's just getting started in an industry. Maybe someone who graduated from college and they're looking for their first job. And while that can be true, it doesn't have to be. Because if you take your objective statement and word it in a way that it speaks to who you are, meaning the position that you either hold or want to hold, and what you can do for that future employer, I gotta tell you, you're gonna grab them from the very beginning. Now, the only alternative that I see to an objective statement is to have, let's say, a position statement. In other words, XYZ position, maybe loan processor. And while that'll work, for my money, it's just a little bland. So I would like to see you use the objective statement, but use it to your advantage, showing the employer why you're the best candidate to be considered. If you pull all of these things together, I gotta tell you, you are going to get a potential employer's attention. Now, the final thing that I want to share with you in this segment is the fact that you're probably filling out too many online applications. Now, before you start throwing things at your television, let me just tell you something. Filling out online applications, for the most part, is a waste of time. Now, I know there are all kinds of search engines out there. I'm not going to give them any publicity by saying their names, but you know the one that starts with an M and the one that starts with an I, and there are others. But here's the thing you got to understand. While those search engines can be great for identifying opportunities, you don't want to fall into the trap of spending hours filling out online applications. You just don't. In many cases, they're never going to be seen by a human being. That's right. If you don't have enough of the right keywords in that application, it's never even going to be seen. So you just spend an hour, 2 hours filling out an application that's basically going to be file 13 virtually. At the end of the day, we want to get that resume in ship shape so that it can actually be seen by an individual. And by posting job applications online, they're not going to be seen. No one's going to hear about you. So what did you do? I'm glad you asked that question because I've got the answer for you. At the end of the day, what you want to do is you want to find out about the job opportunities, but you want to then locate the hiring managers. You've got to get yourself in front of the hiring managers. You got to have a super cover letter. You got to have an outstanding resume. And then you got to stop filling out those online applications. And I know you're saying, but wait a minute, how do I find a hiring manager in a company that may be, thousands of people strong? Well, once again, I got to tell you, I've got a secret that will help you do that. I'm not going to share it with you right now because at the end of the day, I want to work with you, and I want you to want to work with me. Let me tell you about one of my students. We'll call him Bernie. So Bernie was a bank president who was looking for a new opportunity. He actually went to the website of the bank that he wanted to work for and filled out the online application. Now, one of the other things that I taught Bernie to do was actually go out and find the hiring managers. Well, as he was doing his research, guess what? He found that that bank was going to be attending a job fair. And I got to be honest with you, I'm not a big fan of job fairs. Most of the time, about 90% of the people never get hired. But that's another story for another segment. So Bernie said, I'm going to go to this job fair because the bank I'm interested in will be there. Well, Bernie got to the job fair, and guess what? He ran into the hiring manager, who just happened to be a friend of his from a previous life, if you will. And so Bernie chewed the fat, and then he went on to say, hey, did you get my application? I posted it on your website online. The regional manager at that point said, no, Bernie, I never saw your application. I had no idea you had even applied for this position. One of the nice things is that because he knew this person, he told Bernie, I will be looking out for you when the next position comes available. Now, why was that? Because the position that had been posted was actually set aside for someone inside the company. Friends, if he had not made the connection with that hiring manager, he could have been applying for a position over and over and over again that he never would have gotten because it was already pegged for someone inside the company. They simply had to post it because of legal reasons. And so by connecting directly with the hiring manager, he found out that that position was already taken. But what also happened was he was given a promise that when the next opportunity came open, he would be considered for the job. Now, I've written an ebook that will give you some tips. In fact, it's called The 3 Things Employers Want You to Know But Won't Tell You. And I want to give that to you for free. That's right, I said for free. Why am I doing this? Again, I want to work with you, and I want you to want to work with me. And so in just a little while, I'll give you a website that you can go to where you can get this this ebook for free. So you don't even have to wait for it to come in the mail. It's going to be an immediate download. If you learn these 3 things in this book, I'm going to tell you it's going to change your job campaigns forever. And so with that, we're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back to talk to those of you who are looking to start your own home-based business. Hello, I'm William Craig III, and you're probably wondering why I'm on your TV giving out free information about finding a job or starting a business. Well, that's a great question, and let me tell you a little bit about me and why you should be listening to me. Well, for the past 5 years or so, I've been one of the most sought after trainers and teachers in the Washington, D.C. metro area. In fact, I've made a home base for myself at one of the largest community colleges in the nation. And what I've been doing there is working with corporations and individuals from all walks of life and all age groups, helping them go from where they are to where they want to be. And that's what I like to do for you. You see, I've had some successes. I've been successful with an invention that I got the rights from China to sell across these United States. I've also built websites and had some online success as well. I've also worked in fields where people have looked at me and said, wow, how are you able to do that without having formal training? I got to tell you, I've been very fortunate. I've had people who've looked out for me, and I've always been a lifelong learner. So one of the things I bring to the table is the fact that I've had many experiences that you will be able to benefit from. So welcome back, and in this part of the show, we get to talk to all of you wannabe entrepreneurs, the folks who want to start your own home-based business, but you don't know how to get started or where to start or who to trust. If you were to do a search on the internet, what you'll probably find is hundreds of thousands of business opportunities, but many of them are scams, and you don't know where to start. So that's why I'm here. I'm here to help you because I've actually vetted some opportunities, and I want to share those opportunities with you today. So first of all, do you have the type of, I'll say, mindset to be an entrepreneur? Because you got to know you're going to work harder for yourself than you ever work for anybody else. That's number one. Number two, in addition to having the right mindset, you got to find the right business opportunity for you. If you, let's say, are a little on the I don't like to get up early in the morning side, then guess what? Don't get into a business opportunity that means you may need to be somewhere at 6 o'clock in the morning, or that you've got to start at 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning. You got to make sure that you find a business that lines up with who you are, with your biorhythm, first of all. You know when you have the sluggish times of your day. You know when you have the most energy. You know when you feel like being bothered and when you don't. So you want to make sure you find a business that jives with who you are on the inside. As well, you want to find a business you can be passionate about, something that you can actually enjoy doing. It's amazing how many people I find who are in businesses but don't seem to like what they do very much. Well, yeah, they get paid quite well sometimes for what they do. But if you're not enjoying it, I got to tell you, your clients are not going to be happy either. So you want to find the thing that you can be passionate about. If someone woke you up at 3 o'clock in the morning and said, hey, let's go do this, it would be a go for you. All right? So you say, well, William, that all sounds good, but what could I do from home to actually make the kind of money that I need to make? I got mortgage or rent to pay. I got car note, car insurance. Got to put food on my table, for goodness sakes. You know, that means I need to make more than $9 an hour. And I get it. I totally get it. And that's why I've researched some opportunities that could actually be a benefit to you. So one of the things that I have learned about, and maybe you've heard of, is the 501c3 or nonprofit organization. Now, wait, before you start throwing things at your TV again, I got to tell you, I'm not proposing that you start a 501c3 or a nonprofit organization. What I'm proposing is that in one weekend, yes, just one weekend, you can learn how to set up 501c3 or nonprofit organizations for others. And I got to tell you, the average going rate today for setting up a 501c3 in the United States is, you ready for this, about $2,500. That's right, I said $2,500. In fact, if you go to a CPA or an attorney, some of them charge as high as $5,000. Amazing, isn't it? Just for pushing paper. And so what I propose to you is do the research. You can do an online search to find out how many nonprofits get started every year. And I got to tell you, everybody and their brother is starting some sort of nonprofit organization. Well, with a little help, you can be one of the people who gets in front of that fire hose, if you will, of opportunity, and you can start to set them up as well. So, what does it take? Again, just a 2-day class, and you'll be able to get started in your own business. Now, I got to tell you, it sounds like I'm setting you up for one of those too good to be true deals. But at the end of the day, folks, anything that you can learn can be learned in a specific amount of time. This opportunity can honestly be learned in one weekend. How do I know? Because I've done it myself. That's right. I'm a certified 501c3 consultant, and you can be as well. And so there is a website, and it should be on your screen right now, that tells you exactly where to go to get more information about upcoming classes to become a 501c3 consultant. And again, here we go. I'm not telling you that you're going to come out of the box making, six figures in your first 6 months. I wouldn't dare promise that. In fact, by law, I can't tell you how much you're going to make. But I can tell you how much you can charge. And what I'm willing to do is work with you. And I've got a team of folks that I'm working with. And we will help you so that you can start out making about $500 per application. How does that sound? For just a few hours work, you can bring home $500 starting out with our help. Now, once you don't need our help anymore, guess what? You can charge as much as you want. We suggest starting out around $750 per application. Why $750? Because if you're going to see this service at a discount, that's the price point that you'll probably see it. So you want to be competitive. Once you've actually garnered a clientele, you've got some testimonials, guess what? Now you can begin to charge more. And I got to tell you, what we've seen, and my partners have been in business for over 20 years, what we've seen is a 100% success rate. And that's what we want to help you achieve as well. So the first opportunity that I want to talk to you about, again, is becoming a 501c3 consultant, where you can work from home and you can earn $500 starting out with our help for every application that you complete for someone else. We'll show you how to get the business. We'll show you how to promote yourself. We'll show you how to package yourself and your branding, all of the things. We'll show you how to get set up no matter what state you're in. And if you are willing to learn, if you're willing to do something different, I got to tell you, you can have something different. Hope that makes sense to you. Now, at the end of the day, one of the things that I like to tell people is if you want something different, you've got to do something different. Whether you're looking for a new job or whether you're looking to start your own business, if you keep doing the same things you've been doing, guess what? You'll keep getting the same things you've been getting. And so in these segments, I wanted to just give you a tip of the iceberg to show you what's possible if you're willing to try something different. Because for many of you, you've been praying for an opportunity, either a job or a business opportunity. You've been searching under rocks. You've been picking up the phone, looking through the mail. And guess what? At the end of the day, nothing has changed. Why? Because you haven't changed. If you work on you, guess what? Things will start to work for you. So with that, I want to bid you Godspeed, and I look forward to seeing you in the next segment of the How to Find a Job or Start a Business show. Greetings and welcome. How would you like to potentially reach over 29 million households every week with your own television commercial for less than $200? If so, I've got great news for you. What do you think? Is your product, service, book, network marketing opportunity, music, business, or organization ready to be exposed to a national audience? In just a few weeks, you could start getting new customers, clients, members, or donors from across the country and even around the world, all for less than $200 a week. What would 50, 100, or even 1,000 new prospects a month mean for you? How much more could you earn? What new opportunities could you take advantage of? Hi, I'm William Craig III, host of a new half-hour TV show called How to Get a Job or Start a Business. Our audience is made up of job seekers, business owners, and those hoping to start a business. We'll be sharing solid information they can act on each week, as well as giving them hope, encouragement, and inspiration. The show airs on the Now Cable TV network every Wednesday night at 9 Eastern, 8 Central, smack dab in the middle of prime time. In addition to the 29 million television viewers who will be able to see your commercial, the network streams all of its shows online as well, adding potentially millions more who will be able to watch our show and see your commercial. In fact, we'll even show you how to maximize this new exposure in an upcoming webinar I'll be hosting to help you make the most of this life-changing opportunity. If you've been hoping and praying for a way to grow your business, get your book, music, network marketing opportunity, or organization exposed to the masses, your time has come. However, before you get too excited, I've got to be totally transparent with you. This opportunity is not for everyone seeing this message. Unfortunately, we only have 5 advertising positions available. The show only runs for half an hour. And while I know it seems like there are dozens of commercials when you watch TV, the truth is there is a limit, which means we're limited in the number of advertisers we can fit into our time slot. So here's how it works. Each advertiser who moves forward will be given 3 30-second commercials that will air during the show. Just imagine, millions of viewers will have multiple opportunities to see your commercial every week. And there's more good news. We will have your 30-second commercial professionally produced for you at an amazingly affordable rate. This ensures it meets the formatting requirements set by the cable TV station. It also means you will now own a broadcast-ready TV commercial you can use anywhere. You can truly make this year your best year ever by venturing into multiple markets and increasing your exposure. We'll even help you source other markets at a huge discount when you're ready to grow even more. If you're ready to put your product, service, book, business opportunity, music, or organization in front of more than 29 million viewers each and every week, simply click the button below and we'll forward a short application to your very best email address. By working directly with the television station, we've made the cost of this opportunity extremely affordable for virtually everyone. We've even added a monthly payment plan. However, since we can only accept 5 advertisers at this time, we had to find a way to be fair to everyone who wants to grow their business. We'll review your application and contact you within 24 to 48 hours and let you know if you've been selected. Each contract is for 6 months, so if you're not accepted today, you will still be in the running in a few months from now when we start airing our next season. Consider your choices. You can do nothing and continue business as usual, whatever that looks like for you. Or you can click the button, complete the short application, and begin to create a better life for yourself. Listen, if all this opportunity did was create 10 to 20 new contacts each week, wouldn't it be worth it? If all this opportunity did was generate an additional $1,000 to $3,000 each month, wouldn't it be worth it? If all this opportunity did was help you build a list of 100 to 500 new prospects that you could continue to pitch each and every month for the next few years, wouldn't it be worth it? Go ahead, click the button below, complete the short application, and we'll be in touch